Hi, CG Vapes here, and today I'm going to show you how to build a Fused Clapton coil on the Recoil RDA. These are the tools you'll need along with some pre-made Fused Clapton wire and Japanese Muji cotton. To start, you will need to cut 2 pieces of Fused Clapton wire at 10 cm each, and next begin wrapping them on your drill bit or cooling tool. Here I'm using the UD Coil Jig version 3, which is an absolute banging tool to use. So much easier than just drilling it on a little blue screwdriver or a little drill bit. The only thing with this, usually with thinner wire, you would feed the wire through the holes and wrap that way, which makes it a lot easier, but the Fused Clapton wire, it just won't fit through the hole, it's just way too big. As you can see here, I'm wrapping 5 wraps around the 2.5mm bit and doing 2 for a dual coil build. When wrapping them, make sure you get them as close to each wrap as possible without overlapping them, and then straighten up the legs at the end for a clean build. And here, I'm going to do the second coil now. And there you have your 2 coils built. Next, what you want to do is you want to cut the legs slightly, leaving one longer than the other, so you can give yourself just an easier time when it comes to popping the coils into the RDA. And there you have your 2 coils ready. Now what you want to do is you want to pop the first coil in. You can use a little drill bit just to help feed it through, makes it a lot easier. But of course it might help if you actually unscrew the screwdriver, unlike what I've done here. The nice thing is about the Recoil RDA is that you've got the positive block just sitting lower than the actual positive, than the negative block. It just means that when you put your the coil that's wrapped lower into the lower post and the wrap that goes higher into the higher post, it just means that it centers it without too much hassle. As you can see here, you don't really need to do much tweaking, just maybe center it a little bit further. Now you just want to screw down those grubs nice and tight, but without overdoing it. Just perfect amount, enough so it won't come loose. You don't want to clip the leads with the actual screws. Now all you need to do is just clip the remaining leads, just like that, and grab the second one as well. Right, so now it's time to insert your second coil. To do this on the recoils deck, you'll need to eye up the measurements on where to cut the leg that goes into the positive post hole so that the screws can capture it. Otherwise, if you use the same method as the first coil, it will start poking the first coil and it'll be a bit too difficult to cut. This is the best method that I've been using when rebuilding this specific dripper. At first I was just poking it in, just trying to sort of wedge the first coil out the way, clip it with my scissors, and it was just way too difficult for me. So I looked up online how to sort of make it a little bit more easier. A lot of people were suggesting this, and since trying it, yeah, it's been much more easier. Once you've done that, again, just tighten down the screws, and then you just want to cut the last remaining leg. Look at that perfection. Now, you just want to check the resistance. 0.18, which is exactly what I wanted. Now comes the fun part. Tidying up the coil and getting rid of any hot spots so she can heat up like the sun. The end goal here is to get the coil to glow and heat up from the center outwards. To achieve this, you can use ceramic tweezers to squeeze the coils nice and tight while heating them up. Whatever you do, do not use just metal tweezers because that will just spark. I've done it before when I first started building without even thinking. It sparked, the coil broke away. It was an absolute nightmare. Glad I didn't blow myself up. And then just flip it over to the other side as well. Do the same with the other. Some people do like to scrape it, which sometimes it can sort of help, especially with Fused Clapton builds, but didn't really need to for this one. And there she is. Right, so next up is wicking. I use Japanese Muji cotton, and most of the time I use the Scotch roll method, which I'll cover in a future video, but I always use it now. Once you have your two strands, you want to twist one of the ends so you can get it through the coil. Then with your other hand, grab the end piece and pull it through like so. Now you want it to be nice and snug in there, but you don't want it to be too tight or too loose, or it's not going to wick well, and you're just going to end up with some major dry hits, and trust me, you don't want that at all. Now after you've inserted both wicks in, you just want to trim them down, so roughly whereabouts I'm trimming it here. Tends to just be where it just goes over the RDA base. Fluff them out a little bit like that, tighten them up, make sure they're even on each side. Now what you can do is you need to put them in the juice well, just so they're touching the floor. You don't want to stuff them in there so they're too compact, or again the juice just won't flow. You just want to keep them nice and fluffy. I tend to sort of drag them up from the bottom, just and then tuck them in nice and snug like that, not too tight. Now it's time to juice this beast up. Today I'm going to be using Flavor Boss's Kanzi, which is literally the best juice I've ever had. It's incredible. They sell one shots called Boss Shots, but I will be doing another video on that in the future. But it's all I've been using the past few months. I used to DIY all the time, but again, I'll go through all this in a future video. There you have it, it's all juiced up. Test for vapor. Boom, and there we have it. Now you just need to pop the top cap on, lining up the holes with the coil, and you're good to go. And there you have it, the Fused Clapton build and the Recoil RDA. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and comment below. And if you want to see more awesome content like this, please subscribe. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.